Blue dude, blue moon, kinda mysterious, shaded with someone I'm not really into.
Hello my beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel. This has been a crazy week, and yeah, my hometown nearly got washed away. In case you're not familiar of where I'm from, I am from a tiny town in northern Canada, from Northwest Territories, a little town called Hay River, built right on the Hay River and on the shores of the Great Slave Lake, which is the 10th largest lake in the world. I love my home so much and I love being from there, but at the moment I'm not there. Every year when spring comes, the river and the lake break up. And there's always flood warnings and, you know, potential floods that could happen. And sometimes like the water comes in a little bit, but never that bad. This year, however, was a different story. This year, my whole town completely flooded and everyone had to be evacuated. The whole town had to be evacuated. And it's shocking. It's completely shocking because it's like one of the worst floods in the history of my town. So that's quite crazy, super unexpected. Nobody really seen this one coming to this extent and to this gravity. It was just insane, and it was actually really hard for me not being at home, seeing what everyone's going through, seeing the videos that people were posting. It was making my heart break, and it really made me feel like I kind of wish I was back home going through this with everyone, because that's my home. That's where I'm from. That's where I've grown up. Yeah, it is a big piece of who I am. And so with all of this craziness happening, people having to be evacuated day by day, it was changing. Day by day, it was getting worse, and the evacuations had to get larger and larger until it was a full-scale evacuation of the whole town, which is unprecedented. Flooding like this there is unprecedented. It is absolutely mind-blowing and hard to even comprehend. And even my friends and family going through it at the time were like, it's just surreal. Absolutely crazy, but I'm very lucky that my mom did the best job she could to document her experience going through it for you guys. And I had a couple other people also give me a little bit of their footage so that I could share with you guys what has gone on in my hometown and kind of take you there on the journey. So let's have a peek at the flooding of 2022 in my little hometown of Hay River, Northwest Territories. This is the road going from Old Town to New Town, or you could also say Vale Island to the mainland, because this is the island in my town. There's only one way on and off the island, and that is by this road that we are on. So as you can see, it's totally flooding. If this road is to wash out, then there is no access to get from the island to the mainland. And in the wintertime there's an ice road, but as you can see, everything's breaking up. This is not ice road time, so there's no ice road at this time. This is literally the only road, and the water has heavily started to come in. The water came right up over the railroad tracks. This is the last stretch to get you to town, going past the airport, and it is right along the water's edge, so it's getting hit pretty hard right now.
This is the entranceway to Vale Island, coming in off of Highway 35. This is what the river is looking at right now. It has actually crossed over. It's breached both banks. This is the railroad yard, and the waters are really rising high into it. I'm going to walk across here. On the other side is to the port landing. The port landing has filled right up, and all of the picnic tables are all underwater. The boat launch, everything is absolutely submerged. The floodwaters have exceeded all warnings and expectations for 2022. This is Veronique journaling. You can see the barges, they are above ground level. Tuesday morning, on the beach on the south side of the Great Slave Lake. North winds last night, the snow that we had. Everything's frozen in time at the moment. We don't want to be complacent. No rising waters. Everything's stable. This is at the Simcoe Lift, the mouth of the Hay River to the Great Slave Lake. This is 100th Avenue. So partially down 100th Avenue and then frozen in time. And the sun is shining this morning. You can hear the crackling of the ice. And the birds are out this morning for the first time in 4 days. Veronique's journaling. It is now extremely urgent. We now have to leave Vail Island. The water levels are creeping in way too fast, and it has become apparent that it is endangering lives here. We will chat soon.
Footage I'm about to show you is of a place called Paradise Gardens. Paradise Gardens is about 24 kilometers outside of town, and again built along the shores of the Hay River. I pretty much grew up in Paradise Gardens in my younger years because my grandma used to live there, and that's where my grandma and grandpa had property. And because it was in nature and I love nature, I would spend as much time out at my grandma and grandpa's place as I possibly could. It was just, it's such a beautiful place to wake up to, and unfortunately Paradise Gardens was hit so hard. People have lost everything there. So this is a little bit of drone footage that I got shared with me, so take a look. It's just devastating, absolutely devastating. To me, Paradise Gardens really is a little slice of paradise. I have so many childhood memories here of, you know, running up and down the road, which is washed out in this video because the water's completely taken over it and surging across onto the properties. This is where I just have some of the best memories of my life, and it's just one of the most beautiful places to be, and it is so sad and devastating to see this, to see people's whole lives being washed away, to see the power of that river just coming across and overtaking everything. It's just, yeah, very, very heart-wrenching. You can see that house there along with many others completely submerged underwater.
Okay, now we're up close. Riverview Drive, and this is the river. It has breached the road. You know that it's serious because it is flowing swiftly and strong. It's going into the back ravine where it has encased and flooded the town's water pump system. Thursday. This is the aftermath of last night's flooding of the downtown core of Hay River. The liquor store, there's Aurora College, the Source, Power Surge, the new government building that just opened up, and you got the Ptarmigan Inn. Yeah, she's definitely a costly overnight flood. Power pole just got taken out, and here's a second power pole about to be taken out if the ice gets pushed up as the river has started flowing.
This is in the exact same location later on in the evening. You can see that the river is totally flowing now. You can even feel the power of it just from looking at this video. She's moving swift, she's moving fast, and that is generally how it happens. When she starts pushing and flowing, she really starts going. So that is again why the water surged so high when there was such a buildup under there.
Friday, the 13th, May 2022. This is the day after the week-long flash flooding that we have endured. The rivers went down. Yay! Run externally.
Watching all of this stuff from afar, not being there, even when I think about it, and I'm telling you guys about it, it kind of makes me a little emotional again, just because that is my home, and it is a big part of who I am, and just to imagine, you know, losing everything like that, yeah, it definitely gets me, and yeah, I could feel a little emotional when I really am getting into it and looking at it and just thinking about the devastation, especially of, you know, these areas like Vail Island and Paradise Gardens were the two places I grew up in that town. So, you know, it's just crazy to think what's gone on there. Now that everything's receded and the water's receded, I mean, the work is just beginning. The town is not even open yet. People are still waiting to be able to go home. People had to evacuate far away from town. Some people had to go to Yellowknife. Some people went as far as Peace River, Alberta, Manning, Alberta. Some people are out at their cabins or, you know, took their RVs and they had to go park somewhere. It's just, people just had to go and go wherever they could. And now, as people are still waiting to be able to get back into town, because there's obviously a lot of cleanup. I think there was like sewage backup, everything. So many things happened. And so getting home right now is still a bit of a mission. The work is just beginning. And, you know, my heart breaks for the people who have literally lost everything, because I even heard that, you know, there are some people in Paradise Gardens, not only did they lose everything, they also lost all their livestock, their animals, everything. Yeah, everything. I'm so grateful that no people lost their lives and that, you know, everyone's safe in that sense. There was even a couple people though that had to scatter onto the roof of their houses and wait for rescue because the water came in so fast and, like, you know, took out the house. There's even some houses that came off their foundation from the water. Just insane. My heart and my love is going out to my town right now. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with you because that really hit deeply in my life. I mean, this is a part of life, isn't it? Sometimes it's amazing and sometimes it's traumatic and devastating and all of those things. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so more people can see and so that we can share with more people of what just went down in my little tiny town, and also hit that subscribe button and the bell to make sure you're notified every time I post a video. I'll see you in the next one. I just noticed as I did my outro, as I was like saying goodbye, that I had a little tear there. I didn't even know. I mean, I could feel my eyes tearing up there for a second, but didn't even feel the little tear on my cheek. So anyway, little tear, that was, yeah, just, it's sad.